Hello there everybody, we are back and it is now time for some Battle Arena Toshinden 3. And this is quite the game. Once again, I have Nat here joining me. Mia should be here hopefully shortly, depending on how quickly she stops on by, but this shouldn't be overly long. I'd wager maybe a half hour or so, but I gave myself an hour just in case. So yeah, this is Battle Arena Toshinden 3, part of the Toshinden fighting game series. It's a little bit like Virtua Fighter, but with weapons and rather eccentric characters. They are colourful, they come from many different backgrounds, and they're a little bit fantastical. But it's a bit of a treat. It's one of my guilty pleasures as far as fighting games is concerned, and I am very happy to be able to share it all with you today.
So, how many games are in this series overall?
I believe there's 5. You got 1, 2, 3, I think 1 was on the Saturn, and then 2, 3, and 4 were on the PlayStation 1. And then later on they brought out another Toshinden game which, whilst it's named Toshinden, it has like literally nothing to do with the vast majority of the characters. So it's just kind of a namesake rather than an actual sequel. And yes, right now you're getting to see some great early cutscene animation here. Absolutely quality. And I say that in the loosest possible term. So you may be noticing a guy with a chainsaw right now, and that's the guy who I'm going to be playing as. He is, quote-unquote, my main. He's pretty great. He has a chainsaw, he has a gun, awesome trench coat and all that. It's pretty damn amazing. It's hard not to, like him.
Isn't that kind of unfair, just wielding a chainsaw and a gun in a fight?
Well, to be fair, you've got people with guns as well, and they have to fight robots and other such things, so, a chainsaw is far from the most unusual thing in this game.
Okay.
Could that woman wear anything less? And the answer is, probably not. Although this bit's kind of awesome, even if it is, like, ridiculously cheesy.
Got that underboob there.
Yeah, I know, right? Love the music though in this game. That's probably one of the main, like, grabs for me as far as this game's concerned. The gameplay's alright, but the music is what really does it for me. As you may notice, our mystery man in the red coat is currently facing up against Sportacus from Lazy Town. We don't quite know why, but apparently it is a thing that happened. There we go, that is the intro screen. It is cheesy as all fuck, but I love it. So for this game, I'm pretty decent at it, compared to the likes of Tekken and such, so we're going to be setting the difficulty to impossible. Yes, I am just that dangerous. So this should be very, very cool to watch. The difficulty of this game isn't exactly all that high, but I'm not sure if it's just because I played the game so much, or if it's just the game itself just not being as difficult as it appears on the surface. But no matter, we're putting it on the highest difficulty. We're going to set it to 2 bouts because the default is 1, and that doesn't really make for a very long game. So we're setting it to 2 like traditional fighters generally do. And here we go. We're going to pick David, and we're going to make our way through this ragtag motley crew of fighters. Beginning with this chap here called Tao. Or is it Tu? I don't know exactly what the pronunciation is meant to be, but it's okay.
Okay, why is Tao got the freaking Buster Sword?
I'm not entirely sure. I guess it's just his weapon of choice. So the way this game works is that you've got your basic attacks and special attacks like any other fighting game would. But in addition to that, you've also got bomb stocks, which are a special attack you can activate by pressing square and X together. And after you take a certain amount of damage, or I guess deal enough damage in some cases as well, you get access to a special attack, which is, well, a ultra move, I guess, is the best way to describe it, where the screen goes completely black and you do awesome things. But apart from that as well, additionally, when you get down to red health, you also do something called a desperation move, which is like a more powerful version of said ultra move. So you got a load of neat little toys that you can play with.
Like, would it be easy to pull off a desperation move?
Well, it depends. If you're getting your ass kicked, yes. And the nice thing about the desperation moves is when you're at red health, anytime you get hit, as long as you survive, you'll be able to use another desperation move. So basically, you can use a desperation move once, and then if you get hit and survive, you'll be able to pull off another one. So being at red health doesn't necessarily mean you're done. If you pile on the aggression, you can potentially come back quite easily. Which is just the nature of this game. They give you many, many tools in which to mount comebacks and lay off the smackdown on your enemies. Alright, this guy's being a bit irritating. That's okay, we got a chainsaw. There's absolutely no way he can hold up towards that. There we go, that's our special move right there. Whoop. Ah! Blocked at just the right time. Wonderful. This will totally be the next big Evo game. I think it's a little bit... I think it's quite a few years too late for Evo, to be honest with you. Alright, should be able to... Oop. That almost ended in disaster.
Speaking of Evo, did any of you see, like, the Jenga match that happened, like, afterwards?
Yes, I actually went back to look at it because I didn't believe it was a thing that happened, and lo and behold, competitive Jenga was actually a thing at this year's Evo. It was incredible. It was pretty hype from what I could tell as well. Those guys don't half know their Jenga.
Like, the one I watched was like a Torpedo and Choco block against two other players. And it started off as like just a casual game of Jenga.
And then suddenly they just rolled in the cameras and it got really competitive.
Yeah. Like, I still watch that video on occasion just because it was just... I'm just like, I can't believe that there's like a freaking... Oh, let me find the link for it.
Yeah, feel free to post it in the chat because I think that would be something that some people would like to watch after this. It is well worth watching, trust me on this. It's not just because, oh, it's Jenga, it's unusual. It's actually some serious shit. You'd probably get a lot of enjoyment watching it. Alright, so now that we have defeated the native tribesman, we are now going up against the person who likes to dress up like Catwoman on her free time.
There you go. That's the whole video of the match between Toshinden and Choco Blanca against Hungrybox and Chillin.
Excellent.
Looks a little bit like Catwoman.
Yep. Just a little bit. One of her alternate costumes is actually her not in her cat suit, but in something else.
Okay.
one's giving me a little bit more trouble than these two. That's okay. She'll go down like the rest in due time. Ooh. Ah, come on, that dude. Uh-oh, this is bad. Ah, there we go. Lured her into a trap. Yeah, this follows the Virtua Fighter trend of having slightly moon jumps. It's not nearly as bad as Virtua Fighter, but it's cutting it pretty close.
It's like, how are your opponents still alive despite being slashed with a chainsaw?
Well, the same reason why in Soul Blade you get people who get hacked and slashed to pieces with swords and other such assorted nonsense. Which usually translates to, it's a video game, don't think too deeply into it.
True.
Especially when you're also factoring there are guns involved as well.
Yep. Because it's like, sometimes when I was bored I used to like play Soul Calibur 2, but I used to have it like both AIs playing. And have the AIs on like the highest difficulty and have one of the characters be Ivy. Some of the combos and moves she pulls off on the highest difficulty is just stupid.
It just seems like something that shouldn't happen at all, yet alone happen naturally by human hands.
Because she has like one move which takes off, like if you can pull it off, it takes like about 3/4 of your health bar off. It's like one of those impossible combos.
Yeah, true that. Although I have to interrupt you just so slightly because it is time for a man with a chainsaw to face up Michael Jackson as seen in the music video for Smooth Criminal. I am not kidding. It is an actual thing.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they included someone who literally looks like Michael Jackson and even behaves like him, right down to the woos and the crotch grabbing. But lo and behold, here we are with this dude who is an assassin dressed like Michael Jackson and behaves like him.
It's probably to throw people off guard.
Maybe a little bit. Or maybe he's just like #1 fan or something like that.
It's all over for you. Saw blade.
There we go, everyone was taking him down in the first round. There we go. Alright, now for round 2. Hopefully he behaves himself again and just lets us kill him. Now the one problem I do have with this game is that rather than just continuing the music through each round, for some reason the music keeps resetting at the beginning of each round. I suppose because by default it's not 2 stock, it's just 1. So I guess they didn't program it in such a way that the music just continues, which is a bit of a shame because some of the music, like the full tracks, are really, really good. Luckily you can hear them on YouTube though, so it's not the end.
I might look it up, player.
Alrighty
Just
then.
have a listen. Actually, I might get it up now. Just have something on in the background, cause
Yeah, that would be pretty damn good. It'll put you in the right mood for it. And yes, we did just shoot Michael Jackson to win the match. That was not your imagination. So who's next? Rachel. Can't remember what her exact deal was, but her counterpart Tracy is meant to be a cop, so might be the same thing, or like a cop that's gone rogue because of the organization she's working for now, which is all evil and shit. I'm sure if you look it up on the wiki, you'll find the answer. grab.
Saw blade. Saw blade. It's all over.
That should finish the job there for the first round. Why does she have Nerf gun tonfas? You know what? I have no idea, but I suppose some people opt to carry chainsaws, other opt to take along Nerf tonfas. This is a very unusual game, just to dispel that myth right away. I mean, you got a monkey that is trained to be an assassin, for God's sake. This game is not exactly normal.
It's all over.
Just keeping a distance. Probably the smart thing to do, but it doesn't allow me to get any decent hits in, so I'm gonna have to start piling on the aggression.
There's some interesting looking tonfas.
Oh yeah. Tracy's are like the single ones, whereas she's got like a dual thingy going on.
It's like I've never seen dual tonfas.
Like one at the top, one at the bottom.
Yeah.
I suppose one wasn't enough, so you had to have it all.
I guess. I imagine it'd be really awkward to fight with those compared to like just the single ones, wouldn't it?
I never knew I was.
I would assume so, but I suppose there are some benefits to it as well, but we may never find out. Maybe they're just too unwieldy in real life and they just thought, oh, here's a character that somehow managed to do it. Alright, so our next opponent is the guy who likes to dress up like Roronoa Zoro in red.
I wonder who composed the soundtrack, because
I'm pretty sure it's on the wiki somewhere. I couldn't tell you who it is off the top of my head.
I'll have a look, because I'm kind of liking the soundtrack.
Oh yeah, it's very, very good. It's something I listen to on a semi-regular basis. Pirate, bandit, something along those lines. I guess that's just the attire he chose more than anything. I'm not sure if there's a specific reasoning or rationale behind it. I guess they just wanted a variety in terms of a costume. Missed.
It was Yasuhiro Nakano. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right.
I'm not sure if he's done anything else other than Toshinden, but I'm sure he must have gotten around a little bit. Be intrigued to see if he did do anything other than Toshinden, because I wouldn't mind listening to some of his other stuff. Alright, but for the time being, we're going to take care of Miss Till over here.
I think he's mainly done Toshinden games.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Oh, she's a tricky one. Luckily, I'm trickier.
You know the way she's holding that pole? It just looks like she's wielding a massive flute. That's just...
Kinda. I think it's meant to be like one of those really long smoking pipe type things.
Ah, okay.
I think. I'm not entirely sure if that's entirely true, but it's what it looks like to me, so that's what I'm going with. I'd like to think if everyone this guy fights is like, is this dude seriously using a chainsaw? That was from Shadow Reaper 50. Yeah, I can't help maybe think that as well. But then again, I suppose when you got people that are literally carrying around guns as well, it's not entirely unusual. But then again, this guy has a chainsaw and a gun, so, you know, it's double whammy in that regard. This guy is playing for keeps.
Is it the height of fashion as well?
Oh yeah, I mean, look at that trench coat. You just know he's dressed for the occasion.
Good night, Noel.
Alrighty then, cheers for that, Noel. You have a good night.
Chainsaw nunchucks?
Chainsaw nunchucks. I'm not even sure how that would even work, but I would be impressed if somebody managed it.
That just sounds really dangerous. Like, that can go wrong where you can end up hurting yourself.
Mother!
Yeah,
like if
I
you-
can't really think of a way that you can make that work without causing serious injury to yourself first. Alright, and now we're facing against a dude who looks a bit like a Norwegian Santa. I'm not entirely sure how you would describe what Tojin actually is, but some people just go the bow selection route and go, ah, cock nose. Ooh, wasn't expecting that. See if we can get a throw on him. Yeah!
Oh my god, he has a nose like Pinocchio when Pinocchio's told a few lies.
He's got that. It's Pinocchio with a few lies head start.
Because I don't think it's possible for anyone to have a nose that long.
Not really. But I think we've already established that this is exactly an unusual game. It's full of unusual characters, and I suppose a nose that's at least a foot long would not be the most unusual. But still pretty unusual. I mean, don't think I'm underselling it or anything like that. I'm fully aware that that is not entirely natural. I think it's meant to be something that resembles a Tengu, as Big Battle 22 in the chat just mentioned.
Yep.
And they typically have like the long nose mask, although this dude has a literal long nose, so I think he just got some plastic surgery to make the complete the look and make it literal as opposed to figurative.
I wonder how much that would have cost him.
That's probably why he's here. He took out a loan and he needs the prize money to pay for the rest of the surgery.
Did he just use, like, missiles?
Yeah, he has like a flame cannon type thing on his back.
Okay.
Alright, let's see if we can finish this with... Oh, not quite. I did manage to slice him down though, so it's all good. Adult Pinocchio. After the shame brought upon his family, he enters the arena to regain his lost pride. There we go. So that was Tojin. And now we fight against Balga, who I believe is actually either Norwegian or Swedish. And he's like a part American football player, I guess, because of the helmet. And also has a flair for wearing tiger print on his shoulder blades there. Yeah, Balga's an okay character. He's got some pretty strong attacks, as you might be able to imagine with someone who looks and plays fairly similarly to Siegfried, although not nearly as cumbersome.
His shoulder pads just kind of just clash with the rest of his outfit. Like, they stand out.
Yeah, but it's not like it's like a not overly offensive contrast at the very least.
Like, it works. It stands out, but it works.
There we go, that takes care of the first round of Balga. But yeah, I've played this game so many times, I pretty much know all the kind of moves these guys can throw out. So unless they catch me off guard mid-attack, I can usually defend myself quite effectively. It's like one of the few games I'm legitimately good at, and, you know, not in a joking kind of way or an occasional fair.
Volker's too good at this game, please nerf. I agree, RC 4000.
Right, what the throw?
It's all over for you.
And that is true that you do have to, like, look fashionable when you beat the crap out of people, otherwise you're just a thug.
There we go. I like the fact that I just shot the guy out of his super as well. That was pretty fun.
Mother!
So apparently David is meant to be from, like, actual England rather than just being English, like American or whatever. You got a few different nationalities. Oh, there he is, Sportacus himself. Or Schultz, as he is actually known. I'm not sure if he's actually meant to be French or Italian or whatever, but, he's a bit strange. Kinda cool, though. I like his weapon, sort of like the weird scythe-looking thing. He's also got speed. He can backdash very, very quickly.
It's a shame it's not purple, otherwise it'd be like Waluigi.
He does have a red alternate costume, I believe, but not purple.
It's all over for you.
Just kick him while he's down. I love the fact that you can just continue attacking even after you've knocked him out. It's kind of amusing.
You can do that in Soul Calibur.
Yeah, you can do it in Soul Calibur as well, but they give you like a good 5-10 seconds to lay down even more hurting that is necessary.
I used to do that on, like, characters that gave me a hard time. It's just like, I'm looking at you, Voldo.
Ah, bloody Voldo. We'll be channeling our rage with him when we do Edgemaster mode, because, spoiler alert, we're going to be doing Siegfried Edgemaster route, which means we're going to have to deal with Voldo. Whether we like it or not. But we'll get to that when we actually get to Soul Edge itself.
Mother!
For now, however, our Not Texas Chainsaw Massacre must continue, as we start getting towards the latter half of the fights in this here video game. But yeah, I gave myself an estimate of an hour, but we should end quite a bit before then.
Ready.
So the story with David, and perhaps the reason why he keeps yelling out "Mother!" and things like that, is because his family was killed by who was then his best friend Judgment, who is a Jason Voorhees lookalike. Apparently he fell prey to the awful organization that we are currently fighting against. And that is the reason why we're here, to take care of him, save the world, and avenge the death of our family. At least for David. Some people have other motives for attending this tournament. Like, Cureling, who we are fighting right now, is actually Her thing's a bit different. She starts out as part of the bad guys, quote-unquote, but later on actually defects to the other side, like, halfway through the tournament. Which is kind of awesome. So, Q-Ling is not exactly a bad guy, but starts off on the wrong team, let's just say that.
God damn it, Spar, always having Kingdom Hearts on the mind. Is it bad? Spar says, is it bad that when you said organisation, I assumed you were going to say organisation 13?
Yes, but the thing is, I think the thing is actually just literally called the organisation. Like, they couldn't even come up with an imaginative name for it. And that takes care of her. There we are.
I won!
There are actually quite a few unlockables in this game as well. Obviously, you can unlock all of these characters that we're fighting right now. And there's a few extras, let's just say, that you can unlock as well if you decide to play through the game and try and unlock everything. Like the edgiest motherfucker ever called Vale. And a very small girl called Naru who wields a sword 3 times her size.
Okay. So basically like Sephiroth.
Not quite. Like, it's a normal sized sword, but since she's like literally 4 years old, it's like way bigger compared to her.
Oh, so like the protagonist of Child of Light.
Kind of, yeah. Adam can be a bit troublesome. He's got some pretty unfair attacks in general, but he's pretty cool. It's an interesting character to play as, certainly. Another interesting thing about this game in particular is, if you look at the official art and things like that, it has a very similar style to an anime called Slayers, you know, with a Lena inverse and things like that.
Yeah.
And some of the art is actually pretty good, but unfortunately it's not the easiest thing in the world to find. Well, all of it anyway. I blocked in the wrong direction and just took a shit ton of damage for no reason. Hooray for me.
I think I watched what is Slayers is in the anime.
Yeah, in the anime, yeah.
I used to love that show.
It was pretty great. It also featured Brock from Pokemon, which is even more amazing. Although it was really unusual because it was kind of like my first time watching an anime that shared a voice actor with another one I just watched recently. So it was a little bit jarring where I was literally thinking, that is literally Brock, what the hell's going on? And then I learned what voice actors actually were.
I think like my favourite episode was like the one where like Lena and Gary didn't eat for a few days, so the bad guys tried to lure him in with chicken.
I remember that episode. That was amazing.
It was literally a guy holding a plate of chicken, and he was dressed like Colonel Sanders.
Oh my god, it was just the most hilarious thing.
I was just like...
So you may notice that Vermillion is literally dual-wielding a handgun and a rocket launcher. And at that, a handheld rocket launcher as well. Which is just even more insane to think about.
And he's wearing a tux.
Oh yeah, I mean, what he's wearing is pretty damn stylish, I'm not gonna lie. Guy knows how to dress. It's just a shame that we must kill him because he is an evil bastard. Vermillion is actually one of the main... Oh, it's a shotgun, apparently. A very long-range shotgun, then. I mean, you can attack you from all the way at the other end of the screen. It will still do just as much damage as it would if it was point blank. Slug rounds? Yeah, I suppose that's a possibility. He just literally belly flopped and missed. That's amazing. I've never actually seen him use that move before.
So what are slug rounds?
It's not quite a shotgun, but it's like a very, very large pellet. Usually it's used for like stopping riots and things like that. It's not necessarily meant to pierce, it's just meant to hit things as hard as possible.
Mother!
Alright, I think we're on the last two fights now, so we are making very decent progress, actually. Breezing through this game. Even on impossible. Oh no, we got three. We got our rival fight, and then we got Show, and then we got Abel. And then after that, we're done. So now we must face Jason Voorhees and fight our true destiny. Chainsaw to chainsaw.
So a chainsaw still.
Yep. You know, most people like to duel with pistols. These guys just came up and said, alright, I challenge you to chainsaws at dawn. Oh, right in the crotch. That's no good.
Live not near to any houses because it just wake people up with the noise.
That is true. I mean, chainsaws aren't exactly known for their subtlety, let's face it. It's not something you could really go around the corner and just surprise someone with. Surprise chainsaw attack! Yeah, I heard you coming from like 50 meters away. It's just, yeah. Young Leatherface versus Jason. I'm not sure if I'd go as far as calling David Leatherface. But I suppose it's apt. Son of a bitch, he actually blocked it. Probably the first person that actually managed to do that.
It's all over.
And we shot him in cold blood. Best way to end a fight. Chainsaw duel at dawn in front of the old broken clock.
I never knew I was this strong.
It's kind of poetic, really, when you think about it. Actually, what am I saying? No, it isn't. It's absurd, it's ridiculous, but I love it all the same. Alright, time to take down Lord Fancy Pants over here. So this guy here is meant to be a mix between two characters, E.G. and Kain. But he has like his own special moves as well that none of those two characters actually have. He's a bit of a man shrouded in mystery. Nobody really knows what his stick is. Yeah, it does look a little bit like Kenshin. I can see the resemblance.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
The dress is fairly similar, Although it is two-tone, which is not quite the same thing. But, you know, I can definitely see the resemblance. And he has a similar instant backdash to what Schultz has, seeing as he just used that now for the first time, and quite possibly the last time. Well, not quite. It's not done yet. Oh, now he is. Alright, so here we go. Final boss time. If we have any other last-minute donations that need to be read, now would be a good time to do so. Of course, if we don't, that's absolutely fine too.
Not had any donations since the last game.
Alright, that's fair enough, no worries. Just wanted to make sure there wasn't anything last minute that just came through, but that's fine. We'll go ahead and finish this guy post-haste. Then we can all retreat for dinner, bed, depending on your time zone. And we'll be back tomorrow for some Resident Evil 2. This should be pretty damn fun. Hey, one thing you may be noticing is that David has this gimmick where if he gets hit during one of his attacks, he'll actually charge it up again and it'll be stronger than previously. I believe that only a couple of his attacks have that property, but something cool to note.
God damn it, X-Max.
Somebody doing god-awful puns.
Yep.
X-Max. Think we wouldn't catch you in the act in that one? You were wrong, sir.
Oh, that's a shame, Sean Retro. But we'll have VODs of it put up on YouTube so you can watch those.
Yep, you needn't miss anything at all. They will be put up on YouTube in a timely manner, so no need to fret if you can't catch it. It'll be up somewhere on the YouTubes. Oh, missed that one, that's a shame. Oh, that's not good news. Oof. Will this one be the one to take a stock off me for the first time, I wonder? It is very much possible.
Just like you just like explode multiple bombs on you or something.
Yeah, he did. I mean, Abel is a boss character, so I suppose he doesn't mess around. But nonetheless, we managed to dispatch him just about without a single loss to our name, I believe, unless I was on right at the beginning that I forgot. So we're going to let the ending credits roll, and then we shall sign off for today. But yeah, that was Battle Arena Toshinden 3. It's I wouldn't necessarily say it's the best fighting game on the PS1 by far, or even the best fighting game series, but it will hold a special place in my heart just because you can literally fight as a dude with a chainsaw. And you don't get to do that very often.
No. I don't think there's that many fighting games that have chainsaws as a weapon.
Not really. I think this was a first and maybe an only, to be honest with you. I can't think of many other fighting games that did. You know, plenty of games with swords and guns, etc., but I don't think a chainsaw's ever been done again after this game tried it with David. Mortal Kombat X? No, I don't... Oh, no, yes! Leatherface. in Mortal Kombat X, he uses a chainsaw as well. But that wasn't until like a decade and a half later. But yeah, I think between David and Leatherface, that's it. I think no others have actually managed to, or couldn't be bothered to bring in a chainsaw-wielding maniac. Even though this dude isn't really a maniac, more just someone hell-bent on vengeance. He's a nice chap, really. Just, don't get too close to him when he's got that chainsaw revving.
He's a nice guy, he's just misunderstood.
I wouldn't go that far. I think we all understand what his motives actually are. He fights for his mother and his family. And that is a fairly decent cause.
I know, I was making the joke that people usually say.
Yeah, that is true. Alrighty then. Let's put down our name so that it may eternally be remembered. Yeah, the last one I did, that was when I had it as one stock, so just under twice as long, so not bad at all. And there you go, folks. That was Battle Arena Toshinden 3. A pretty quick romp, all things considered, but a fun one nonetheless. And that will do it for the Sonython today as well. We'll be back again tomorrow at the same time of 3 PM British Standard Time, where we will be playing Resident Evil 2. And we will see where the incentive tells us to go. At the moment, it looks like Claire is going to win, but unless somebody snipes in a Leon bid overnight, that could probably be what we'll end up doing. So we'll have to see what happens when I come in tomorrow afternoon, if there's been any donations overnight, just to say, play as Leon! I'll be like, okay, I'm okay with that. But there we go. Thank you once again, Nat, for joining me for this. It has been a pleasure and very much appreciated for you to accompany me, so I'm not entirely alone.
That's no problem.
It's always a pleasure to have you. And it's been a pleasure to have you here in the chat as well, but this is far from the end of the Sonython. We'll be seeing you tomorrow with some Resident Evil 2 and some Little Big Planet. But for now, myself and Nat are going to sign off, so take care and have a good night.
Night, guys.